Welcome everybody, it's Chad Decan, and welcome to my 4th Let's Play Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen. As you can see, I am very clearly playing LeafGreen, as I like Venusaur better than Charizard. That is my pure reasoning for it, and yeah. So, this will be my 4th Let's Play. Interestingly enough, this was not originally planned to be the 4th Let's Play, but certain things came together and now here we are. In this Let's Play, we will be doing a couple of things. First off, of course, we're going to be 100% in the game. And secondly, more importantly, I have made Pokemon bios for every single Pokemon akin to, you know, the big boy Let's Player who's been doing it since 2009, is when he did the whole bios thing. I decided that I wanted to do that too. So, now that we've done all that, let's actually begin. I talked a little longer than I thought I would. And then this is just the controls, nothing too crazy here. We're not going to worry about that. Yes, and now let's begin by talking to Professor Oak. Hello there, glad to meet you. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People affectionately refer to me as the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited far and wide by creatures called Pokemon. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others use them for battling. As for myself, I study Pokemon as a profession. Nice. But first, tell me a little about yourself. Now tell me, are you a boy or are you a girl? I know, this might be shocking for everybody to find out. But I'm sorry if someone faints from the shock. But I, Chad Decan, am in fact a guy. Let's begin with your name. What is it? As I said, Chad Decan. We're just going to call myself Chad because Decan does not fit. So Chad will do. Right. So your name is Chad. Yep. This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you both were babies. What was his name now? Now, as much as I'd love to actually call him Gary, I thought of a fun little name for him. As since my name is Chad, Gary's name will be Kyle. I thought it was silly and I thought it was fun, so I decided to go with that name. Was it Kyle? Yeah, you old man. Decrepit old man. Losing your memory, old man. Your grandson's name is Kyle. He literally lives, like, right next door. That's right, I remember now. His name is Kyle. Could have called him something stupid like Buttface, but I decided not to. Chad, your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go! Alright, first off, we have our controls. Obviously, you move around to move around. A is to interact with stuff. And it's an NES. Okay, it's time to go. It's cool that he has an NES. And then you have your start, which is your, I guess, menu. You have your bag, which has items, key items, and Pokeballs. Those are pretty much the only thing you need to worry about. Then we have, you know, this thing, which gives us the shows that, you know, we can see our badges, our money, our playtime, all that good stuff. Nothing too crazy here either. We can save, and then the options menu, which is very important. Going to be putting text speed on to fast, and battle style to set. Shift is cheating. Shift is cheating. If you can't do it in competitive, I am not doing it. Everything else seems fine. I don't want to change the type of the thing. I like the purple. Always like the type, so that's what we're going to be sticking with. Secondly, by going over here, obviously, I feel like this is the classic. Everyone knows if you go to your item storage, you get the potion. The good stuff. Just like that, now we have a potion. I love to see it. Alright, now we can read this. It's a post-it notice. If you're confused, ask for help. Press the L or the R button. I will never be pressing these on purpose. If you ever see it get pressed, it was an accident. Simple as that. Right, all boys leave home someday. It says so on TV. Oh yes, Professor Oak next door was looking for you. Is that why our dad is gone? Because he left home? Were you just a very, very young pregnancy? I have to assume, right? Like, you had, like, your kid as a teenager? Still shocked, though, because you have this nice house, but at the same time, this is the Pokemon world, so who cares? But there is we are a fatherless child, so I have to assume that we were a teen pregnancy. Horrifying, I'm sure, but nothing that we can worry about. Alright, this is Kyle's house. Let's go check out and see if we can see Kyle here. Hi, Chad. My brother Kyle is out at Grandpa's lab. All right, looks like we're going over to Grandpa's lab. Doesn't sound too bad. It's not exactly much else to do here. Yeah, there's actually people who live here. Technology is incredible. You can now store and recall items and Pokemon as data via PC. I like it that PC was kind of a new thing at the time. Is that right? Oh, look. Oh, sure. Trainer tips. Press start to open the menu. I already talked about that. Wasted my time. Oak's Pokemon Research Lab. Let's go inside. What do you got for me? I study Pokemon as Professor Oak's aide. It's crammed full of Pokemon books. Professor Oak may not look like much, but he's the authority on Pokemon. Many Pokemon trainers hold him to high regard. Well, good for them. I study Pokemon as Professor Oak's aide. Well, sucks to be you. Hey, what's good, Kyle? It's only Chad? Gramps isn't around. Well, I guess we'll have to go find him then. And yeah, everyone knows. I'm not even gonna pretend like we don't already know. That's why I decided to do Pokemon bios, but we'll get into that soon. Hey, wait, don't go out! What are you doing at my mom's house, bro? Were you hiding in the fridge? Were you hiding under my bed? Oh, you better not been hiding under my bed, bro. It's a nice comfy bed. I like my bed, but there's actually a lot of space for someone to hide under it. But at the same time, I think I'd be able to see if someone was hiding under my bed. Well, Professor Oaks might have been in there. Either that or he was with my mom, and I don't know which one I hate more. Him being like stalker under my bed, or him banging my mom. Both sound bad. I'm just gonna say it. Both don't sound good. But, you know, I'm just goofing off, so let's actually get into what matters. Gramps, I'm fed up with waiting. Kyle? Let me think. Oh, that's right. I told you to come. Just wait. Here, Chad. There are 3 Pokemon here. Haha. Pokemon held inside these Pokeballs. Well, I said that wrong. My bad. When I was young, I was a serious Pokemon trainer. But now, in my old age, I only have these 3 left. You can have one. Go on, choose. Hey, Gramps, no fair. What about me? I'm your literal grandson. I should go first. You don't know this kid that well. Just because you're banging his mom doesn't mean that he deserves special treatment because you feel bad. Be patient, Kyle. I am banging his mom, and that's why he gets special treatment. You shut up, Kyle. I don't even know your name half the time. You can have one too anyways. All right. Here we go. One sec. I have to cough. Yeah, this cough has not gone away still. Here we go, beginning with Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is the first of our Pokemon bios that we are going to be talking about. So, first off, let's talk about what you can find in the Pokemon bio. At the top left, clearly, you can see the name Bulbasaur, along with the Pokedex number right under, a picture, and then the type combination right under the picture, which in this case is grass poison. After that, directly under, you can see the catch rate, the gender ratio, and then when we move to the right, you can see the abilities list. I will not be including hidden abilities, so if you ever see a hidden ability, that was just me being an oopsie. It took me a really long time to make these things. Along with that, I'm not very good at these type of things. Like, graphic design is not my passion. I'm not very good at it. But other than that, we can also see the evolutionary thing behind it. Under it, my bad. So you can see when the Pokemon evolves, what it evolves into, and it's pretty simple, the evolutionary line. And then to the right, you can see the screen, which you're clearly looking at, and the base stats. Not only will be showing the base stats, but I'll also be including the final stat Evo total halfway through each Pokemon's bio, just so you can see what it looks like. And now, let's begin with the first Pokemon, Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is actually a pretty solid special attacker. It is a grass poison type, the first and only for many years starter Pokemon to be a dual type in its first stage, and it's pretty solid actually. It is the easiest Pokemon to use in 1 as it has really good advantages against the first 3 gyms and really only struggles with 2 gyms in total, and it's also pretty decent in the late game. Because of that, Bulbasaur is very good to use if you're a newer player. Bulbasaur is just pretty strong in general. It evolves really early into its final evolution at level 32, and when that happens, it becomes a beast, which is very strong. It just has excellent special attack, solid special defense, and it's pretty like fast overall for early generations. Having 80 speed is nothing to scoff at, and 100 special attack is just good. Along with that, you learn many good status moves like Sleep Powder, which is excellent. And then, yeah, I guess that's kind of the only main one you want to think about in reality. The Sleep Powder is just so insanely good. Also, Leech Seed. I actually really like Leech Seed personally. And you also just learn very strong grass type moves and poison type moves. Though the HM compatibility of this Pokemon is not very good, and you're kind of stuck using Razor Leaf for a very, very long time with this Pokemon. So yeah, if you want to have an easier time, I would pick Bulbasaur. No, I will not be picking Bulbasaur. Well, I'm just showing off all the Pokemon. I'm not confirming that yet. Secondly, we have... Nope. That's the wrong order. Charmander! Yeah! Charmander is the difficult Pokemon to use in this game. Charmander is a special attacker through and through. It is very fast, it is a fire type, and yeah, it's pretty good. Though it struggles a lot in the early game due to the first two gyms, it does evolve into a fire flying type, which is a solid type combination, and it gains excuse me. And with a really high special attack and excellent speed for the generation, it is extremely strong in the late game, even though it will struggle a bit with certain gyms. Interestingly enough, this Pokemon is the best one competitively in Gen 3, being the only Generation 1 starter in OU, which is crazy, mostly because it has a very good niche and flying types are just excellent in competitive play. Flying types are just good in general. So if you want to have a solid special attacker who just hits hard and is fast, more importantly, I would go with Charmander. Finally, we have Squirtle. Yes, Squirtle is a very bulky Pokemon out of the three. It is mostly a wall with really good water attacks. And I think that it kind of nails it. Water is an excellent typing, only having two weaknesses, one of which is really bad. Like, grass types are, I meant like the grass type weakness. Grass types aren't very good in general, or competitively at least. And it hits pretty hard in the late game, and it lives a very long time. This is the middle ground Pokemon to pick if you don't want to have like a baby time with Bulbasaur, but you don't want to have a hard time with Charmander. And most importantly, if you want to have a good HM user, Squirtle is your guy in the fact that it can learn Surf. Surf is the best HM in the game and the best water move in the game, as it is a 95 power water type damage move which just hits hard, and Squirtle learns it through HM, which you will be able to get. I'm sorry I had to repeat myself. I kind of went into blah blah blah. And overall, if you want to have a bulkier special attacker who just hits like a truck when you need to and can take hits really, really well, I would pick Squirtle. The only complaint I have about Squirtle is that there are a lot of water types in this game, a lot of which are very good. So Squirtle has some pretty tough competition. So if you want to like feel it out a little bit more and see what other water types there are, because there's a lot, I would pick another starter. And I will be picking... Which Pokemon am I going to pick? Which Pokemon am I going to pick? Which Pokemon am I going to pick? Squirtle! I am going to be picking Squirtle for my starter Pokemon. This is not my favorite of the three, but I chose to Let's Play Squirtle when I was a kid, so I decided I just wanted to go with what little kid me wanted, and because of that, we get Squirtle. Of course, we will be nicknaming Squirtle. And oh, it's a boy! My nickname works! We are going to be naming my Squirtle after my favorite Ninja Turtle, Leonardo. Let's go. I'll take this one then. Kyle receives Bulbasaur. Not a bad pick from Kyle. Bulbasaur's pretty good. Interestingly enough, Venusaur is actually the Pokemon that struggles the most in Gen 3 OU. While Squirtle, well, I mean, I don't know. They're both kind of even. Wait, Chad, let's test out our Pokemon. Okay, come on, I'll take you on. Let's do this then, bro. Come on. And by the way, this is a complete 50-50. There is no guarantee you're going to win this. You just kind of have to pray you do. I don't think it's a big deal. Like, it doesn't really matter that much if we win or lose this. Oh, for Pete's sake. So pushy as always, Kyle. Chad, you've never had a Pokemon battle before, have you? There's a Pokemon black, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we're skipping this. I guess we're not. A trainer that makes other trainers' Pokemon faint by lowering their HP to 0 wins. Pretty simple, but rather than talking about it, you'll learn from experience. Try battling and see for yourself. So yeah, pretty much, you kind of just have to pray you win this one. There's no guarantee you will. If he gets a crit, you lose. If you get a crit, you win. If neither of you gets a crit, whoever moves first wins. So yeah, it's completely luck-based. You just kind of have to hope you get a crit and just win. And you really have to hope that he doesn't get a crit. Though I feel Squirtle's the easiest to win with because of Squirtle's really good physical defense, which is 65 in its first stage, which is crazy good in early game. And yeah, we won our first ever Pokemon battle. Let's go. I'm really happy about that, and we have gotten to level 6 because of it. Yeah, as we can see, we have a pretty good defensive stat, special defense stat. Yeah, we're actually really good on defenses. I like that a lot. We'll be able to take hits really well. I can already see our defense going well. We have defeated Kyle. What? Unbelievable. I just picked the wrong Pokemon. Oh, you didn't pick the wrong Pokemon. Bulbasaur is like the best one to pick, in my opinion. Bulbasaur is my favorite. Excellent. If you win, you earn prize money, and your Pokemon will grow. Battle other trainers and make your Pokemon strong. Alright, fine. Okay, I'll make my Pokemon battle to tough it up. Chad, Gramps, smell you later. Alright, let's talk to Professor Oak real quick. Chad, raise your young Pokemon by making it battle. It has to battle for it to grow. Alright, fine. We can do that. One sec, I have to cough. Yeah, this cough just won't go away. Now we have the Pokemon slot. So this is pretty much it. As you can see, your Pokemon will get healed up after your trainer battle, so you don't have to worry too much. This is the summary area. We can see Squirtle's dex number, Squirtle's actual name, which is, Squirtle. The type, who owns it, ID number, which I don't really know what that's for, but and the item. Along with that, you can see the nature, which is careful. I don't know what that is, but I'll probably go and look soon. And then you can also see where you met it, which is in Pallet Town at level 5. Now, the stats area. So, HP, pretty much how many hits you can take. Attack is how hard you hit with physical moves. Defense is how many hits you can take with... I guess is how much... I guess, yeah, how many... Oh my gosh. I guess it's how much physical damage you can take, like how much the calculations will give. Special attack is how much special damage you'll do. Special defense is how much special damage you can take, and then speed is who will go first, pretty much. That just determines who will go first. It's obviously more complicated than that, as this is mostly used for damage calculations, but I don't really care about that. XP points are the total amount of XP you've gained, and the next level is how many XP points you need to get to level up again. And then the ability is Torrent in this case. Basically, abilities affect, it's basically a little extra thing for Pokemon that can help them become better. And our ability is Torrent. Basically, at 1/3 HP, water-type moves will get a lot stronger. That's pretty much it. And nothing too crazy. But now that we've done this, let us finally go north. Man, we're 18 minutes in already? My gosh. And here's our first wild Pokemon. Alright, time for more bios. And Route 1, we have Pidgey. Pidgey is a pretty decent normal flying type bird. It's nothing too crazy. You're going to be getting some decent speed out of this Pokemon mostly, and a surprisingly solid evolutionary line. It evolves slightly later in its early stage, but around the same time as a regular starter Pokemon in its later stage. Overall, I'd say that Pidgey is a decent Pokemon to go for, but it's incredibly average, and I think that there are other more fun flying types to use out there. But if you want to use it, be my guest. I will not stop you. Next up, we have Rattata. Rattata is incredibly underrated. Rattata is a fine Pokemon. Sure, if you get Runaway, this Pokemon sucks, and those stats don't look that great at a first glance. But oh my gosh, this normal type rat, when it becomes Eradicate, and if it has Guts, is a monster. Guts is a move that increases attack by 1.5, a critical hit pretty much, every single time that you are statused. So if you are statused at any time by Burn, Paralyzing, Poison, you will hit like a truck. And while yes, there is no easy way to gain status in this game, I think that makes Rattata incredibly underrated. And really good, especially in early game. It also has very good moves like Super Pain, which can get opponent's HP down in half no matter what, which is an excellent start for a Pokemon that's a little lacking in the HP department. And, most importantly, Rattata is actually really fast for this game. 97 is pretty good. Oh yeah, Leo learned Bubble, by the way. which is pretty cool. And I think the Rattata is incredibly underrated because of that. That's all I have to say for that, though. And now, just like that, we got through Route 1. Nothing too crazy. Was able to get through the bios perfectly. And I don't actually think I need to heal, right? No. Also, Leo did grow to level 7. I didn't say anything because I was doing the Pokemon bios. But as you can see, looks like we're leaning a little bit more towards attack, but the defensive stats are doing really, really well. Well, we might as well go into a Pokemon Center. This is a Pokemon Center. Talk to Nurse Joy to heal, and we won't be discussing the PC yet, as there's nothing really to discuss. We'll get to it, though. Trust me. Probably the next episode. We will get to it. Alright, now because of that, let's go down to the right. So, there's nothing much that we can do up here yet, but we do just want to go to the Pokemart. I'm not gonna, like, beat around the bush or anything. We want to go to the Pokemart. Hey, you came from Pallet Town? You know Professor Oak, right? His order came in. Can I get you to take it to him? Yeah, sure. Chat put Oak's parcel in the key items to pocket. Yep, simple as that. Let's go take it to him. I think that'll probably be the end of the episode once we get the thing that we're going to get, which everyone knows because everyone's played this game. Interestingly enough, I actually was going to initially be doing Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, but I decided not to because I just didn't like it as much as FireRed and LeafGreen, and I just went with the one that I like more. That's straight up the only reasoning. And yeah, so pretty much to get back on Route 1, just go over these little hills. You can't go up them, but you can go over them when you're on behind it. So that makes things easy. And a wild battle at the last second. That's okay. We can beat this guy real quick. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's kick his butt. I'm not going to be using Bubble yet, as Bubble's actually pretty weak. And our special attack isn't as good. And I'll get into Stab soon. Alright, just like that, more XP. And now let's take this lovely, lovely parcel back to Professor Oak. Oh, Chad, how's my old Pokemon? Well, it seems to be growing more attached to you. You must be talented as a Pokemon trainer. What's that? You have something for me? Chad delivered Oak's parcel. Ah, it's the custom Pokeball. I had it on order. Thank you. Gramps. Excuse me, I burped. I almost forgot. What did you call me for? Oh, right. I have a request for you two. On the desk there is my invention, the Pokédex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. I burped again. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. Chad and Kyle, take these with you. Chad receives the Pokédex. Yay! You can't get detailed data on Pokemon just by seeing them. You must catch them to obtain complete data. So, here are some tools for catching wild Pokemon. Chad received 5 Pokeballs. Chad put the Pokeballs in the Pokeball's pocket. Yay! When a wild Pokemon appears, it's fair game. Just throw a Pokeball at it and try to catch it. This won't always work, however. Healthy Pokemon can't escape. You have to be lucky. Make a complete guide on all the Pokemon in the world. That was my dream. I'm too old. I can't get the job done. So I want you two to fulfill my dream for me. Get moving, you two. This is a great undertaking in Pokemon history. Alright, Gramps, leave it all to me. Chad, I hate to say it, but you won't be necessary for this. I know, I'll borrow a town map from my sis. I'll tell her not to lend you one, Chad. Don't bother coming around my place after this. Well, it looks like we're going to be going over to his place after this. In the next episode. Yeah. Next time on Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen. Well, we're playing LeafGreen, but I'm just going to keep saying it how it is. We will be going north back to Viridian City, going to Kyle's house, and, you know, talking about catching Pokemon. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys then.